Hello, everyone. It's Mindfuel Thursdays, where we meditate and journal live here on IG. I'm so excited. Every Thursday, I get excited to host these. The times have been changing every single Thursday. It's just been the last 2 weeks it's just been really like productive. I don't like using the word busy because we literally can be doing anything and to be busy, but productive means that it's busy, but yet I'm getting things done. And so that always feels better, right? It's those shifts in those words that we use is so important. So I've been switching up the times a bit, but we're here. It's Mindful Thursdays where we meditate and journal. Hello, how are you? Good to see you. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Obviously I do these live, but I always put them on my IG TV so that they can replay. So if you're watching the replay, so awesome. That's why I try to just jump right into them because I want to be mindful of your time. And so we're just gonna go ahead and get started. So every Thursday right now, I've been hosting these Mindfield Thursdays so that we could just take time for ourselves together and meditate. And then I lead one or two journaling prompts that we do live together as well. And if you feel called to share anything in the comments that come up for you during the journaling, like I always welcome that. And that's even during the live, or you can always share in the comments even if you watch the replay. So let's go ahead and get started, you guys. So we always start with the meditation first, just to get grounded, kind of just dissolve whatever's going on and really get settled into our bodies, into our mind, and even connect with our spirit. So first and foremost, I always invite you to find a comfortable position that is comfortable for you. So that could be sitting on the floor. That's my thing. I love sitting on the floor. It could be sitting in a chair or sitting on your couch or your bed. You can even lie down if that's what's called to you. If you are sitting up, just make sure that you're gonna lean something to help with your back, that your head is not leaning against anything. So just let your head be free. And that's pretty much it. You can put your hands wherever you like. Just want you to be as comfortable as possible. So those are the only things that I like to start off with, so you know how to be comfortable for you. But you know your body, so just follow that and you're gonna be perfect. All right, so I'm gonna actually take my bracelets off for this first part. Not to scare you, we're not gonna do anything crazy. But I wanna start off with a little tapping. And we're just gonna tap on our head, tap on our face, and then tapping a little bit above our chest. So if you can, just join me and start tapping the crown of your head. And the reason why we do this is just to kind of shift and move energy around. If there's anything stuck, we're just kind of allowing it to start moving and shifting away. And then gently go to your face. Start tapping your forehead, move down. Kind of jump over your glasses if you wear glasses like me. And gently just tap along your cheeks, your jawbone, very, very gently. Again, we just want to move energy around and give it's a little body movement, very subtle. And then just kind of very gently tap on your neck and move your way down to the bottom of your collarbone and just start tapping. And you'll notice my voice is changing. Is that and if you want to go ahead and do that, like it's good too. It's releasing anything, dissolving anything, and just kind of tap away, move the energy around, and then kind of slow it down and bring your hands back to either your lap or your knees, somewhere that's comfortable for you. And now we're gonna get into it, you guys. So I invite you now, if you feel comfortable in your space, to gently close your eyes and I will join you. And I want you to just let the day thus far just dissolve away. And let go of any tasks that you haven't completed, any chores. Just let all that go for right now. Don't think about it.
Oh, that's right. It's on the Word doc. Is that no, no, no? You don't have to. You don't
This
have to.
is
I'll do
your
it. I'll do it.
time for you.
No, no, no. Because there's a process that I'm gonna do it with. That's what I'm saying.
And I just want you to start observing your
Okay.
breath
Let me double check.
as it goes in and out of your body. And I want you to start breathing gently in and out of the nose.
Got it. Okay, well then just update the doc then. How about
Just
that?
your
Just update the doc.
normal
Each of
breath.
you make a list of your artists, and then each of you make a. So here's the doc. Actually, so we're gonna rename this. Carve art.
And now we're going to do some ladder breath work. So basically, you're going to breathe in through the nose, and I'll count. You'll hold for my count, and then you'll breathe gently back out of the nose on my count. So we're going to do 4 counts. Okay? So we'll breathe in through the nose.
Are we on the same page as far as
For 1,
artists as a
2,
fundraiser, as a
3,
voting, or as a voting
4.
focus?
And I want you to hold gently for 3, 2, 1. And now you'll breathe out the nose.
I mean, honestly, I don't know. That's what because here's the thing: a lot of these people are going to be donating their time.
1.
So, resources, time, energy,
And
and so
let's do
I
it
feel
again.
like
Breathing
would it
in
be
through the
easier for them to do it
nose.
through art? Would it be easier for them to do it?
4,
In fact, they all listen to
3,
resources.
2,
Unless we have a winner,
1.
unless Leo puts together like a winner, it's like,
Hold.
hey, the winner will get $1 million.
4,
We could probably do that.
3,
You know what? I could probably put that
2,
together for
1.
and be like, they get a
And
chance to put it
out
out
the
before it's someone else.
nose for 4, 3,
Yeah.
2.
So do you think that would work then? I mean, here's the thing then. Maybe we'll do like a parameters.
Let's do one more
Let's say this.
round. Breathing in through the nose.
Parameters of what's another word?
4, 3, 2,
Something that's already
1.
created that we can say like, hey,
Hold it in gently for 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly release back out through the nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. And now I want you to go back to your normal breathing.
Yeah, I'm putting that.
Observe your breath. Where do you feel it the most right now?
No. This is the organization.
Is it in your stomach? Is it in your throat?
So, let's add to this list. I'm going to share this.
Just observe. No judgment. And for our last part, I invite you to keep your eyes closed and take your hands to your heart. So right hand over your heart, left hand over your right hand. And now we're going to direct our breath to breathe in through the heart space and out the heart space. So breathing in for one big beautiful breath, as gentle and as deep as you can go. Through the nose, through the heart space, expand your chest, and then hold it for a beat, and then slowly release it through your heart space.
Yes, both of you? Yes, awesome. Okay, great.
And this time I want you to think as you breathe
After
in
this is
something
we're
you're
gonna
very
see
proud of yourself for today. What is it that you
after
did
this artist list, we're
today that you
focusing
are
on
so proud of
on
yourself? I want you to breathe
arts,
in that
arts,
thought.
not
I
like
am
work,
proud of.
arts and business. Okay, so focus on art.
Breathe it in, hold for a beat, let it
I'm
circulate,
gonna put that. So once we have it here, I'm
and
gonna
then
add it to my
release.
spreadsheets. So
Mouth and
I'll show
nose.
you guys. Right now, just put first last names.
One more time. What are you proud of? I am proud of.
Actually,
Breathe it in through that heart space. Hold for a beat
let me see if I can just do this really quick.
and slowly release. Mouth and
Actually,
nose.
put it on here. Just put it on this list,
And let's move one more
and then I'll check
round.
the
This
sound
time
for you
breathing
guys.
really deep through the nose. Hold it. And then when you release, do it side out the mouth.
Add all of them. Add all of them on here. Everyone. If you know them, great.
Just
I'll give you guys a
continuing to
name,
hold
even
onto your
better.
heart
But if you just have
space
a
and
like,
breathe
CSN
in
art,
your
whatever, you know
natural
me, fine.
breath. Let
Put it on
anything
the
go.
list, and we can always address it during our next
No
list.
more controlling it. Just let it flow in and out of
Does
your
that make
body.
sense? Okay. That's fine. This process, by the way, is called. You're fine. This process is called memory jogger, and so during the process of
And
developing
now
your
I'm
list
going to
of
invite you
obstacles,
to
right?
let go
Here's
and
memory
put your
joggers, right?
hands
Who have
slowly
you worked
back
with
on
that's
your
an art?
lap
Who do you know that's an art? Who do your friends know that's an art?
and
Maybe your
start
friends,
to
maybe
bring
your
yourself
family knows
back
someone's
into
an art.
your
What art? See
body,
downtown,
back
right?
into
So start
your
thinking of different things that
space.
you can go to. Where can I go to see art to get
And when
people's
you're
contacts,
ready,
etc.
gently
Start
open your
making lists, and the more, the
eyes.
better. We're trying right now. We're just adding, not eliminating yet. Okay, so we're adding. Okay.
Hello, welcome back. And I see we have some new friends with us. So welcome. Abby Coffee and Lucy. Hi, Lucy. How do you guys feel? How was that for you? If you want to share in the comments. If you want to share what you're proud of that you breathed in through your heart, please share. I love just being able to chat with you. Hi, Lucy.
That's what we can do.
So that is just a little bit of breath work, a little bit of meditating, just to really listen and, hold onto our breath and be proud of our accomplishments. It's so, so important to do that and breathe it in and remind ourselves, right? We go through our day just getting this done and that done and, showing up for that person and going to that meeting and, so it's so important to show up for ourselves and to just sit back and reflect on what we've accomplished and be proud of ourselves for that. I'm proud of trying to get back into meditating. Oh, good. Yay. So I hope you meditated today. So you accomplished it. Yes, that's awesome. Very cool. Okay, well, we're going to go into the journaling. So if you have your journal, a notepad, piece of paper, whatever it is, I invite you to go grab it. And if you want to take your phone with me so you can start to hear what those journaling prompts are, more than welcome. Today was so rough, so I needed that meditation. Oh, good, Lucy. I'm so glad. Thank you for sharing and opening up, and I'm glad I was able to just give you this moment for yourself. It's very, very important. And I love doing this together, even though we do them live and we can't truly connect and see each other. I still feel your vibes and your energy, so thank you for that. Okay, so if you guys are ready, I'm ready. We're gonna do 2 journaling prompts today. And I'm really focused on celebration. That's what this week's theme is. Yesterday was my birthday, and so I really wanted this week to be all about celebration. And the reason is because one of the realizations I had was that I'm someone who loves celebrating my birthday, but I realized that every day is worth celebrating, not just a birthday or a special holiday. Like every day we're alive, every day that we're taking in that beautiful breath that we just shared together and it's still flowing through us, right? Because we're here, we're alive, is worth celebrating. And there's always a reason to find celebration, something to celebrate about ourselves and where we are in our life. And it's so super important. Thank you so much. So our journaling prompts are going to be revolved around that. So the first one that I want to share with you guys is, how am I blossoming? So I want you to write that down because you're asking yourself this question. How am I blossoming? So first, asking yourself that question is so important, right? How are you blossoming? Like, what have you planted or what have you been working on that's now starting to really show itself? So think about that. We will journal on this question for about 1 minute, and then we'll go into the second one. So we'll go ahead and get started. And the question again, so if you missed it, is how am I blossoming? And I will journal with you.
Cool. Oh, cool. Good for you. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, all these tools will apply. Copywriting, designing, converting, yeah, all of this. I mean, if we were to do you guys do advertising, don't you? On your campaign, yeah, advertising, that'd be easy. So we're going through each phase of it. I was just planting that seed for you guys as far as there's other projects that come up, and if you guys, or for me, as projects come up, if we enjoy the working relationship that we have together, I would love to bring you guys on board for other projects as well outside of this seed. If that's something of interest, I'm just planting a seed. So with that cool. With that said, though, first things first, let's focus on this. So this is the shop.
Okay, I think that was about a minute. And obviously, you guys, like, one of the things I always share is that, first and foremost, if you would like to share in the comments something that your answer to how am I blossoming, like, please share. I love that. And obviously, a minute may not be a true enough time for you, but now you have the journaling prompt and you're more than welcome to take it and journal on it later, either today or tomorrow or another time where you can really focus in on it. But even in that minute, like, I know for me, so much came up. And I was like, oh my gosh, I could keep going. But obviously being mindful of your time and not letting so much silence go by while we're journaling. But if you want to share something, how am I blossoming was the question. So maybe while you're typing in the comments, I will quickly share, because I always like to share. Obviously, I don't just want to put it all on you. I want to kind of be the leader and the example of that. So I basically said that I am blossoming by showing up more for myself, and meaning that, like, anything that I want to do that's playful, any ideas that I have, anything that brings out my joy, I am showing up for that more and more. I'm not letting myself come up with an excuse not to do it, or being shy, or wondering what others are going to think of me. I'm just showing up and doing it, and just going with it and enjoying every part of it, enjoying the process. So Lucy, I'm becoming a better version of myself. Every day I strive to be more positive and block out any negativity that comes my way. I love that. That's all we can ask for, you guys, right? Is to use every day that we are given to become a better version of ourselves. And one of the best ways I know works for me to do that is to look at the only person I have to compete with is myself, right? Like, we don't have to worry about what everyone else is doing and how everyone else is doing it. Is all we have to think is, like, to be a better version of myself, what was I like yesterday, and how can I be 1% better than that? 1%, right? And so I think that's beautiful, Lucy. Thank you so much for sharing. And Roma, same here, right? Like, that's all we can do is just block out things that do not serve us, and show up as our best version of ourselves. And that's all we can ask of ourselves, right? And ask of others, especially too.
But I use
So
this
thank you for
time
sharing
to
that.
formulate
So our final journaling prompt will be,
this type of feature.
and it's a little bit longer, so I'll say it a few times.
Red bubble shows
How can I best embrace where I am right now on my journey? So this is the part where I want you to think about how to embrace and also celebrate where you are, right? Like where you are on your journey, wherever that is, because it's all different. Or I mean, it's different for all of us. We had to go through things. We had to get from point A to point B, right? So the question again is, how can I
at least this one can.
best embrace
Lots more variations.
where I am
Mindful.
right now on my journey?
Oh no,
And I'll repeat it one more time because I know it's a little bit longer. How can I best embrace where I am right now on my
it's
journey?
not close. I don't know if you can do clocks.
So I will give us about a minute
That's cool though.
to journal on this one as well.
Anyways. Okay, like here's an idea, right? We have shirts, fanny packs, oh pillows, I guess you could pillows. But same thing. So same thing. We have the logo on it. You can add logos, and then what I do is I take the code that's on here and I input it into the website, and that's how it works. Yeah. Oh yeah. If you want to do things like that, for sure. Yeah, give me anything. Give me anything now. In fact, just give it to me, and then what I can do is I can always just try it, or I can just give you access to the account. Honestly, when we get to that point, it's still a little bit ways. We'll work through that. Right now, I'll focus over the next.
So the question was, how can I best embrace where I am right now on my journey? That's a tough one for me. Let's talk about it a little bit. I mean, if you guys have time, if you guys want to share what came up, how you can best embrace where you are on your journey right now, I'd love to hear back. As I'm thinking, I don't think I have time for it. Yeah, right? Like, great. No, that's perfect. I think for me, the things that I'd like to share what I wrote down is, how can I best embrace where I am right now on my journey? For me, it was like play, right? Like, I know for Roma Coffee, like you love doing the TikToks and things like that. And I feel like for you, that is like you letting out your personality. That is your time to play. And yes, I know that you're doing it to show the coffee shop, but I think taking moments like that is embracing where you are, like letting your personality shine, like, playing. I'm huge on play. I think it's so important that we always continuously let our inner child kind of take over us a little bit and just, embrace like what it is our inner child wants to do, right? Like for me, I love playing on the swings, or I love listening to music and dancing and singing and just being silly. And that's a way to embrace, right? Like to stop what we're doing and let go of being so serious, and really just like let loose, and not so much have to be like, I have to get this task done and this task done and this, and really just stop and be like, what have I already done? Like, how, you know what I mean? Like, I'm so proud of what I've already accomplished, so that's, you kind of are already doing it, and just looking at it from that perspective of like, how can you bring that play into more? Gratitude is a huge way to embrace where you are, to sit down and journal really quickly 3 things you're grateful for in that day, or 3 things you're grateful for from the days past, or just what you're grateful for overall. Lucy says, strive for progress, not perfection, and to recognize that no one is perfect. Yeah, for sure. That's amazing. Yeah, to strive for progress, not perfection, and to recognize that no one is perfect. I love that. Yeah. We are imperfectly perfect beings, and that is such a true saying, and it lets off the pressure, right? Like, no one is perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. No one in this world is perfect. And all we have to do is show up as these imperfect beings. And that is okay to just be okay with embracing that, right? I love that. Thank you, Lucy.
Let's start with this. Let's start a group
Your
text.
handle is ARNS, but if you could give me your name, that way I know what to address you as. I think I can embrace the fact that I will be back to my happiest self, just keeping myself thinking of happiness. I had full throttle, me think of me, constantly through getting back to myself, peace, and dancing in my room, singing as loud as my neighbors, yelling. That was the most self peace and my most carefree happiness, and I miss that so much in thinking about. Yeah,
Yeah, let's sign me up.
yeah.
I'm down.
Being patient with myself, understanding that if I fall off, there is hopefully another day to try again. Yeah, absolutely. Being patient with yourself. Oh my gosh, that's such a huge one, right? Like,
Let's do
oh
that.
my gosh, like, yeah, just to be patient with yourself and know that you are a student of life, right? And that we're always learning. And, and yeah, like, it's so important, right? Like, that's something Autumn. Um, that's something that I always remind myself of too, is that patience is so important, and that most of the time if you think about rushing, and when you try to rush like out the door and you try to grab this and you try to grab that, you end up being more late or more irritated than if you took your time, right? And so that's a perfect way to just embrace where you are, is to slow down. That was one of the biggest realizations I had this last year, and not just because of like COVID and everything, but I think in the last year of just my own life, is that being in the present moment is so important. And I think that's another one for me of how I embrace where I am, is to just look at my present moment and look around me at what I have, and not so much focusing on what I don't have. Because the more we focus on what we don't have, the less we actually are going to get. But when we focus on the things that we do have, we start to realize like, oh wow, like, it just gives you this feeling inside that you are grateful, and it honestly just continues to bring more of that into your life. And that's what patience does, and that's what present moment does, and that's what that breath work we just did together does. It just brings that all in. And yeah, thank you guys so much for sharing. I was there at some point. It makes me so happy and keeps me on the journey of getting back to my self-peace, and I'm super excited because I know I will never let that go. That's awesome, Autumn. Thank you guys for sharing. Please take these journaling prompts with you. I'm sure you wrote them down, and use them at any time. Like, you can go back to not only the answers, but re-ask yourself these questions maybe once a week or once a month, and see what comes up. Because along our life and along our journey, we're continuously changing and evolving. And one of the things I actually read today, I'll leave you guys with this, is that the goal is not to be successful in life. The goal is not to focus on our failures. Our goal in life is just to evolve. And all of us evolve differently, and evolving is different for me and for you. And that is our goal, is just that evolving, right? Becoming that better version of ourselves. I think Lucy mentioned that each day. And that is our goal. That is our goal as human beings, is just to evolve and be better versions of ourselves each day. And so everything else is secondary, right? Like the success or the fame or all those things we think are the goals in life are just really illusions. They're not real. And what is real is, the spirit that lives within our bodies. And our goal is to evolve our spirit and evolve our human form. And that is what truly brings us to this enlightenment. That is what truly brings us to what our purpose and our passion on this earth is. And so I just want to leave you guys with that. So I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much for joining this live with me today. Like I said, I do these every single Thursday. I call them Mindfuel Thursdays, where I meditate and journal. And the times have been changing, so feel free if you guys want to leave a comment here, or DM me like maybe a suggested time that works for you. This seemed like a really good time. It's 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're not in Las Vegas, that's where I'm at right now. And so I will definitely update you guys every single week on the time until I have a fixed time for you guys. For me, it just things were changing, and so, but I never want to not come on these every Thursday. It's a commitment to me, it's a commitment to you, and so I want to definitely be here every single Thursday to do different types of light guided meditations, and the journaling that prompts, they change every Thursday as well. So grateful for you all. Thank you so much for showing up for yourselves. And I can't wait to connect with you next Thursday. So have a beautiful rest of your day.